Hi friends, so today we are going to be talking about some of the things that I have been sewing and things that I am about to start sewing. I really want to share with you a project that I have been working on for the last year. Yes, the last year. I haven't actually been sewing and working on it for the last year, but it's been more like sitting to the side for the last year, and I haven't actually revisited the pattern because I was in the process of moving at the time that I was making these things, and it was supposed to be my birthday dress, and I was going to introduce you to my birthday makes, as well as talk a little bit about the pattern that I had used. But I have since decided to make something different for my birthday because I was sponsored a Minerva fabric and I had to get that Minerva fabric sewn and completed. And so I kind of pushed to the side my original birthday plans for last year. And finally, I just decided I am going to use this for my anniversary. So my 17th wedding anniversary is this weekend, March 11th, and my husband and I will be celebrating. We're doing kind of like a two-part weekend thing just because he's just so busy at work and we haven't actually taken any time off for it. However, we want to kind of celebrate 2 weekends in a row. And so for the first week, we are just staying here in town. And for the second week, we will be going to Indianapolis. And so that's a ways from my house. And we just made some plans to be together. And so I have decided to revisit these birthday dresses, and instead of actually sewing them for my birthday and completing them for my birthday plans, I am going to go ahead and use them for my anniversary. And so they're made with this beautiful velvet material, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and then the pattern that I used and some of the things that I need to complete before this weekend so that I can wear this dress. I have 2 dresses, and one I'm going to wear this week, and the next one I'll wear the following week, and I'll tell you about those 2 dresses. I also want to talk about my Minerva sponsored plans and how I need to change some of those plans because I worked on the Simplicity S9702 this week, cut out the pattern pieces, and that pattern is just not going to work for the Minerva sponsored fabric. And so I have since changed my mind, and now I am going to be working with a different pattern. So I want to talk a little bit about that. And I also want to talk about the Simplicity S9606 as well, another pattern that I have been working on diligently for the last 3 months or so. And I have 2 garments that's already made, and then I am going to make a final garment before I do my final review of that pattern. And so I'm going to share with you all those plans, the fabrics, and what I am doing for the rest of this week. And so with all of that said, let's go ahead and get into today's video and let's look at some plans. Okay, so let's start with my Minerva plans. So the Simplicity S9702. So I cut this pattern out in hopes to make something with this Minerva sponsored piece. This is a rayon challis. It is a the floral design is called it's a chrysanthem, and you have all these different beautiful colors, and the flowers is like in a shape of, like, you have really small dots or small abstract dots, and they are all in the shape of a chrysanthem, which I think is really cute on a black background. And so originally I decided that I wanted to make, it was a Butterick pattern, but the fabric didn't come in time, and I was going to participate in the Sewn with Butterick challenge on Minerva, but the fabric didn't come in time, and so I decided to choose this, the Simplicity S9702, and I wanted to make this variation here, view C, that have these beautiful tiers here. And when I cut the pattern pieces out, I have noticed that I didn't have enough fabric. I was really hoping that I could actually squeeze, but yeah, it's just way far off. These tiers here, they're calling for about 3 on the fold for the bottom, and I think 2 on fold for this. And then you have like a little you can't really see it, but you have like this little yoke that's in between the bodice, like a midriff in between the bodice and the skirt there. that's also on this piece here. So there are a lot of pieces, and I thought about doing view A, but that's just not the look that I actually want to create. And so I don't want to waste the fabric on something that I don't want to make, because I think I would be sad if it just doesn't come out how I am thinking. So I decided to go ahead and revisit this pattern here, the Simplicity S9041, which is a pattern that I made about a year or so ago for a Fabric Mart Fabric sponsored post. And I made it with a lemon rayon print, which is so gorgeous. And I haven't had the chance to really wear that garment all that much, but I do actually love it, and I'll be wearing it this spring. Now for this project, I want to make view B with the flutter sleeves. The lemon print, I made this view here with the longer sleeve, and my skirt is more of a ankle length skirt instead of like a midi skirt. So I'm going to do this here with the flutter sleeves. I just rewatched my video. I have a full pattern review of that lemon print dress that I made and of this pattern here. And so if you want to watch that, I'll put it in the description box below. You can go over and check out that video. And I really, really love the changes that I made. Like I said, I was rewatching the video and listening to the sizes that I chose and what I did to the garment, which is all really great information for me going forward, and making changes to my new garment, because for the lemon print, I selected a size 18, and that size was a little bit too big. It was a 45-inch for the bust. So I had about 5 inches of ease. My finished measurements, my finished bust measurements have changed a little bit since that video, but not much. And so I'm going to go down to the size 16, which is going to be around the 42 to the 43, which will make it a little bit more of a closer silhouette, especially for this type of fabric, which is a rayon, is going to be more fluid and drapey. So I don't really want to have too much of ease for this pattern. So I've decided to go ahead and revisit that, and that's what I am going to be working on this week. So for my next variation of the Simplicity S9606, I want to make this variation here. And I have told you all before in a number of videos that when I made this, this V neckline is quite plunging, and you can see here, she has some cleavage here showing. This pattern is definitely going to be drafted for your B cup. And so keep that in mind when you purchase this or when you work with this. You might need to go a size up or so. The pattern calls for cotton type fabrics, but you can also use a silky type fabric or a crepe de chine. And so for my first two copies, I used a kind of like a charmeuse fabric. And then I also used a charmeuse for my second as well. So for this third variation, I want to do it with this cotton lawn and see what the difference is. This is a remnant that I have that was left over from a dress that I made about a year or so ago for Minerva. And I have a little bit less than a yard here. And I think I might be able to squeeze out one of these. I put the pattern pieces on here, and I think I'll be able to squeeze out enough to make this here, which I'm really excited about. Now, this is a voile. And so with some voiles, you know, you can see through them. And this has like a off-white background. And so it's not transparent or translucent. So I don't know for certain if I'm going to use this lining, but I have this yellow lyocell lining material that I purchased from Joann. And this is the same lining that I used to line my skirt. on my dress that I had made. And so I had a little bit of this left over as well. So I'm thinking about doing that. And then I purchased these yellow shank buttons that I think would be really cute for the button detail, because you do have button details going down the front of the garment. You can't really see on her garment so much. I'm trying to zoom in. But yeah, you do have buttons that you are using down on the center front there. So yeah, that is my plan for this project, and I'm hoping to get that done this week as well. Lastly, I'm working on this dress here. Like I said, it was supposed to be my birthday dress. It's been sitting in my UFO pile for over a year now, and I really need to just get this done. So one of the things that, and by the way, this pattern is the Butterick B6781, I believe. I'll put it here so you can see what it looks like. I made 2 different variations, and this is the eggplant variation that I made. And you have like these really nice flutter sleeves. I don't think the pattern called for a flutter sleeve. I think I created a flutter sleeve. I'll have to go back and look at the pattern and see all the changes and adjustments that I made. But I made like a forward shoulder adjustment. I made, I think I made a sleeve adjustment, and I also had to take the hips in because this is a plus size pattern, and I couldn't really fit the skirt part of the pattern, but I could fit the bodice part. And so I really had to bring the skirt pattern in by like a couple of sizes, which was really, it was a lot. After making this dress, I ran into a couple of problems. The first is, so the hem, I didn't finish the hem. I started to sew the hem on, and then I realized, you can see some of the stitches here, I had to remove the stitches. And then I realized that I was going to need my walking foot, and then also I wanted some matching thread. And so I didn't finish the hem, and I set it to the side. And yeah, so I need to do the hem. And then also the neckline here, even though I understitched, I don't know if you can see or not here, even though I understitched the facings here, it just keeps popping out. It does not want to lay flat on the inside. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch, do a top stitch around the neckline. I also had thought about putting beads on my sleeves or around the neckline. That's another reason why I haven't finished the project, because I really want to try my hand at some beading and putting beading around the neckline. If you want to see a little bit more about this pattern, I talked a little bit about it in a video that I posted about a year ago. It's also titled What I've Been Sewing. It's my birthday plans and things like that. And like I said, I was originally going to use this for my birthday. So I'll put a link to that in the description box below. You could go over and check out the pattern, the details, some of the changes that I had to make, and all that other stuff. So I want to finish this up this week. It will take maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours, including, you know, putting on the beading and doing the hem. But anyway, those are the things that I have been working on and planning to work on. And so I'm really excited to get these things done, and hopefully you will see the finished results here pretty soon, and I can show you my anniversary / birthday dress, and I'll show you what it has turned out to look like. I don't know if I'll do a full pattern review of that Butterick pattern, just simply because I made so many different changes and it's not actually the same. However, I could definitely just walk you through the changes that I have made and then also show you the end results. That is today's video. I hope you all have a blessed and happy sewing week, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.